Done. Hmm. Hello everyone. Welcome to this another episode of session on learning English made easy. So hi, here Anil Patil, and we are going to discuss about how to make learning English easier. Fine. So my first question comes to you. Do you really want to learn English? If yes, then why? Why do you want to learn English? Do you have any answers for this? Fresh students, those who are doing their graduation, post graduation, they look at English as a stepping stone or something which is required to get campus placements, right? But beyond that, if I ask more people about English, how it is useful, most of the students say English is useful because it's a global language, it's useful for communication with other people across the globe. So when you want to travel across the globe, you need to know English. The other reasons could be like it creates an image or an impression in the mind of people when you are able to speak English. People look at you as an educated person. At least in India this happens. The next important reason is English is a corporate language or it is a business language. So when a company, when a business communicates with another business, they are sending an email or they are calling over a phone. The language is English, which is a most preferred language, especially in the multinational companies. The fourth reason is it is the official language of different governments in different states, not only in India, but also across many countries in the world. Let us take an example of any particular state in India. The official language of the government at state level is the language of that particular state, plus English is considered as one of the official languages. Same goes with the central government in India. The same goes with many countries across the globe. So it is an official language. You want to run a business, you want to do a job, you want to go for government jobs, English is required. Let us think about the fifth reason. It's the language of technology. Means suppose you think of technological words or technical words like Bluetooth, data, or you think about words like say Wi-Fi, hotspot. These are technical terms, and these terms we use it as it is in our vernacular language, local language, or say in our mother tongue. We use them as it is. Whenever a research work is done and when the research work is to be documented, published, the language is English. So these are a few reasons why English is preferred to be one of the main languages. Next we will talk about the sixth reason. It's the language of development. Think about all the developed countries. Japan, the entire country speaks one language, that is Japanese. China, the entire country speaks one language, Chinese. You go to France, Germany, any developed country, they have one common language for the all its citizens. Now you talk about India. Here there are people in the far south may not like Hindi. There are people in the far north don't want to speak the South Indian languages. Every state has its own language and there is no common language as such. So what could be the common language, especially in a country with such diverse languages? Yes, it is again English. So it is a language of development when it comes to the common language for the entire country. And last but important, for all the students who are looking for campus placements, if you want to get into multinational companies, the interviews are conducted in English, the aptitude tests are conducted in English. You go for government jobs, Again, expected language is English, and that's very useful. So these are the 7 reasons. You have a list of 7 reasons why English is required as a fresher when you want to go for job or your own business. Let me now talk about what are the problems that you come across in English. See, one common observation that we have found about people is that people are, number one, people are good at writing and reading. They are able to read English, they are able to write English, and they understand it. Okay, there is no problem with reading and writing, especially students coming from their local background. The schooling is done in mother tongue. They have issues. They are happy, they are comfortable when it comes to reading and writing. But when they are asked to speak English, there is a problem. Why can't they speak English when they are able to read and write? When we ask students the common problems, the common reasons that they speak, that they tell about speak in English is, number one, they lack confidence. Why they lack confidence? Because they don't practice. So because they don't practice, they lack confidence is the first reason. Okay, what is the second reason? Second reason is the environment. You want to speak in English to practice with your friends, and friends laugh at you. Nobody speaks, and therefore you don't have a friend, or you don't have a neighbor, or you don't have your classmates speaking English, and therefore you can't. So it's a non-vernacular language. You say that English is not my mother tongue, English is not my local language, English is not a language from my country, and therefore I can't speak English. Well, agreed, accepted. I'm talking only about the reasons why we are unable to be comfortable when it comes to speaking English. Right? These are the reasons. Solutions for these reasons will follow in the next slide. But the third common reason is hesitation. When I ask why you are not able to speak English, number one, it is hesitation or the fear or the shyness, whatever be the reason, you hesitate to speak English with people who are already wanting to speak with you. Why this hesitation? It is because mostly either shyness or the fear. Why the fear? Because you are having a feeling of non-acceptance. You don't accept the uncertainty that will come. What if I commit mistakes while speaking English? What if I am not fluent, if I go wrong grammatically, if I go wrong with pronunciation? What if I go wrong with my vocabulary? So that non-acceptance of this mistake causes fear. It's okay, fine. You may not every time go wrong. Okay, so let us look into the next part. What is the next reason? The fourth reason is the grammar or the vocabulary. Okay, the grammar. Some students feel you are not good at grammar, your vocabulary is weak, hence you are not able to speak. So this is the next reason which is given. These are reasons. These are the problem area. These are the issues. Solution we will be seeing in the next slide. The fifth and the last is we are not able to think in English. We think in our mother tongue, then we try to translate word by word and we try to speak. Not all these reasons are applicable to all the people. Every student has different combination of these reasons that they are not able to speak English. Every student has one of these reasons or combination of these reasons. Now, how to overcome these problems, how to overcome these issues? There should be some list of solutions, isn't it? So let us start with solutions. The first problem that we were discussing was lack of practice or confidence. Remember, if you think that I will improve my vocabulary first, I'll improve my grammar first, and then I will speak, it's not going to happen. First and foremost, you have to put your foot forward. You have to take the first step. You have to start speaking. First, start speaking with your friends, with your siblings, with your cousins, with your neighbors, with your relatives, with your classmates, with your professors, teachers, whomever you think you need to speak. Start speaking, including your parents. What will happen? Either they will discourage you, they will demotivate you, they will laugh at you. That is one that is going to happen. Number two, they themselves don't know the language, hence they will not be able to understand you, they will not be able to reply. That is the second outcome which is expected. Only these two outcomes are expected. Listen, imagine a situation that you go to your mother or you go to your father and you speak English and they don't understand. No problem, you know that they don't understand, you translate it into your mother tongue and speak again. At the worst, what will happen? They will smile, they will laugh at you. You can tell them that you are practicing English, next time they will not laugh at you. You go to your friends, speak English, they will laugh at you. Tell them you need their help because you want to improve your English. They will help you. If they help you, they are your real friends. If they laugh at you, they are not your friends. They themselves don't want to improve their English and they don't want you to improve their English. Don't make such friends who are demotivating you, who are not interested in your development. When you tell a true friend that you want to speak English because you want to improve, they will help you. They will not speak, they may not speak, but at least they will not make fun of you, they will not laugh at you, they will not discourage or demotivate you. This is very important. So you find reasons, you find people with whom you can practice. There are mobile applications available where spoken English can be practiced. You can listen and you can speak and record and listen to your own recording. Mobile applications are available. You can practice by watching YouTube videos where you can listen to people speaking English. Listen to people who speak slowly and you can listen to English, you can understand. You cannot learn a language by listening it in your mother tongue. You have to listen in English to understand English and to practice English. Start speaking. Take the first step of practicing. Take the first step of speaking. If students, your classmates, your professors, your neighbors, parents are laughing at you, request for help. Tell them that please don't discourage, I want to learn. They will definitely help you if they respect your ambition, if they respect your hard work. If they still continue laughing, it's not going to work out. The relationship is based on something wrong. Point number two, your environment. Change the environment or change the environment. By the word environment, I say the people around you are not ready to speak. The people around you are making fun of you. So change the environment or change the environment. I'm telling it two times with a purpose. Means, number one, change the mindset of the people. Request them to help you, ask them to speak. If they laugh at you, ask them what went wrong, how I can improve. If they are not able to tell them, don't discourage. Still, if they keep on discouraging you, that's the end of the relationship because you want to improve yourself. Okay, so there you will understand who are your true friends. If they are encouraging you, go with them. If they want to keep on discouraging you, ignore them initially, and then you understand who are the real friends and not. Okay, it's a non-vernacular language. It's not my language. It's not my mother tongue. It's not language of my land, my country, my place. If this is the reason being given, I'm telling you, you cannot learn a language by saying it is foreign. You have to accept it as your language. Whatever you accept it, you will learn. Till the time you keep on resisting, you say, no, it's not mine. You are not going to accept it. Then you will not learn it. Anything which is foreign cannot be learned. You may take it for a moment, but cannot be carried for life. Okay. Point number 3, the fear or shyness. You have to overcome the fear by accepting that you will go wrong. Please remember one very important point that I am going to tell now. When you are speaking mother tongue, don't you commit grammatical mistakes? Don't you commit pronunciation mistakes? Don't you use words from other language? When you are speaking Marathi or Hindi, when you are speaking Gujarati, do you use words from other languages? Yes, isn't it? In your mother tongue, if you can use words from other language, why not use words from other language when you are speaking English? Start. Let it go wrong. Use the words from other languages when you are having problem. No problem. Use it. At least you will understand what is the block. Which words you don't understand, which words you don't remember. You will come across such words. Then once you understand your mistakes, you can build upon it. So take the first step of speaking. Do it first. Let it go wrong, not an issue. Okay? So how to overcome a fear, shyness or hesitation? Accept that you are going to commit mistakes. 100% perfect English is not going to happen with you in your life. It's not going to happen. Okay, initially, in the initial stage. Maybe in later stage you will become fluent once you start practicing. So initially accept that there may be mistakes. It's okay, fine. Even with our mother tongue we commit mistakes. So what is the reason to get frightened of? Let us go to the next point. Point number 4. The problem with grammar or vocabulary. Now my question is very simple. Which language is the most comfortable language for you when it comes to speaking? Yes, it is your mother tongue. You are very comfortable in your mother tongue. Now tell me, whether you learned speaking mother tongue first or you learnt grammar first. Which one you learnt first? Grammar or speaking mother tongue? You learnt speaking first, later on you went to school and then you learnt the grammar, isn't it? Now you think about the second language. If mother tongue is Marathi, the second language may be Hindi. If Gujarati is your mother tongue, Hindi may be your second language. If Hindi is your mother tongue, maybe if you are native living in Maharashtra, Marathi may be your second language. So in the second language, when you learned the second language, how did you learn? Did you learn the grammar first or did you learn speaking? Did you start speaking? Yes, you started speaking first, then you learned the grammar. Now why do you want to say that you can't speak? Because you don't know the grammar in English. English is just a language, man. English is just a language. So the way you learnt your mother tongue, the way you learnt your second language, same is the method for learning English as well. So first, start speaking. Let there be a few grammatical mistakes. Find out those mistakes, understand, and then build on it. Correct those mistakes. Don't say that you will learn grammar first, then you will speak. No, it's not going to happen. First start speaking. Let there be mistakes and build on it. Fine. When it comes to vocabulary, what we do? We commit a few vocabulary mistakes. What do? Why we come across problems with the proper words? Well, on vocabulary, I am going to speak again in the next slide. Let me go to the next point, point number 5. Thinking in English. Many people have issues. They can't think in English. They think in mother tongue and then they try to translate it. And that's exactly where they go wrong with sentence structure, or they go wrong with vocabulary, because they can't remind the exact word to word when translation is happening. And that is the main reason when they speak English, their speed is slow, because they think, they translate. By this time it takes a longer time to speak, number one, and number two, they don't get proper words, and number three, grammatical mistakes happen while translating. So now what to do with grammar, what to do with vocabulary, how to improve thinking? These three questions will be answered in sequence in the forthcoming slides. So let me start with the next slide, that is talking about grammar. So in grammar, as I told you earlier, the first language, your mother tongue, you start speaking, then you start learning grammar. The second language that you learnt, first you start with speaking, then you start with learning grammar. Similar, you will have to apply the same concept when it comes to English. First, understand that you need to speak, and then you have to build on grammar. So don't start mugging up grammar right in the beginning and then think that I can speak only after learning grammar. No, that's not going to work out. Let us go to vocabulary. When it comes to vocabulary, the first thing that you come across while writing, it is the spelling mistakes. While writing, it is the spelling mistakes. While speaking, it is the problem with pronunciation. So how to overcome spelling mistakes and pronunciation? Have you heard about phonetics? Have you heard about syllable? Focus on that. The more you learn about phonetics and syllables, you will understand how to sound a word, how to pronounce a word, and you will understand how words and spellings are made. The method we learned to remember the spelling in our childhood was wrong. We used to write the words 10 times, 25 times and memorize the spelling. Wrong method. Knowing phonetics, knowing syllables is the right method to understand spellings and pronunciation both. Next, in vocabulary, during the childhood, we were asked to take few words from the dictionary, write it in the notebook and mug it up along with the meaning. That's not the right method to build vocabulary. That's not the right method to learn English words with meanings. Because many words in the dictionary are not used by us frequently. The right method is, when you come across a new word while speaking or you come across a new word while writing, the first step is go find the root word. Find the other words with the same root. You will remember it better, because by understanding one root word or a few root words, you will understand more number of words. English language is made up of root words. So first start with root words. Whenever you come across a new word, what is the root? And that root word is used in how many different places. So with one root word, you will understand so many different words. This is easier way to remember the meaning of the words. Instead of writing new words from the dictionary, take new words from whatever you listen, whatever you read. And search for the meaning on Google by searching the root words and other words related to that root word. The frequently used words are kept in the memory for longer period. If you take words from the dictionary, you don't use them. You take words from the dictionary and you don't use them. What will happen? You are bound to forget. So it's not only necessary to learn new words with their meanings, but it's necessary to keep using them frequently. Antonyms, synonyms means meanings of the words and opposite words. This you will get on Google. You can Google and find. While Googling, please remember, use English to English. Don't use English to your mother tongue. For meanings, for root words, for antonyms and synonyms, use English to English on Google, not English to your mother tongue. That's very important. So this is the method you use Google to learn antonyms and synonyms, and that is useful when you go for government exams, campus placements, or even when you go for entrance exams for your post graduation. Let me go to the next point, idioms and phrases. Take a good book, read about idioms and phrases. There are so many YouTube videos available on idioms and phrases along with the meaning and how to use them. That will help you. There are different mobile applications on speaking English using idioms and phrases. You can use them as well. Homophones, homonyms and homographs. These are very important and you should learn it so that you can overcome the confusion. There are so many confusing words. For example, THEIR there and THERE there. What is the difference? Not only spelling, the meaning is also different, and many students, they confuse and misuse the words at wrong places. So learn these confusing words, how they are different, how they may sound same but spellings are different, or how the spelling is same but they sound different. For example, LIVE, it is live, like this is a live session, and I am alive. Okay, and live, live, live means I am living in a particular place, and live sounds different but spelling is same. So many such words are there, confusing words, different meanings, find them out. So this is how you can learn vocabulary, the right method to develop vocabulary using all these techniques like phonetics, syllables, root words, using Google, apps, YouTube videos. Go for it. Most important, when you want to improve your speech, you have to listen a lot. Why you have to listen a lot? The reason is you have to develop your thinking in English. When you are comfortable to read and understand, when you are comfortable thinking in English while writing, it means it is because you have got practice to it. And then how to develop that thinking when it comes to speaking, how to develop thinking when it comes to speaking. Remember, your brain is the central processing unit of the computer. It's CPU. In a computer there is a CPU which processes the information. Here you have the brain, which is the CPU. The input devices are the eyes and the ears. You listen, that is the input. You read, that is the input with your eyes. So eyes and ears are the input devices like keyboard and mouse. And what you speak and what you write are the outputs. So all that you speak with your mouth is the output device. That is the output. So between listening and speaking, between reading and writing, processing takes place, and that is here in the CPU. The software used is same, but the way we use it is different, and that's exactly where we go wrong. So when the input, what we get from reading, decides the quality and quantity of your writing. The best writers are those who have done a lot of reading. Writers read a lot, right? So first and foremost, reading is the input, writing is the output. The more you read, the better you read will decide the more and better you can write. The quantity and quality of reading will decide the quantity and quality of your writing. Think about what you do before the exams and what is the outcome during the exams. You will understand this better. So always we say reading and writing. Why reading and writing? Reading is input, writing is output. Listening and speaking. Why listening and speaking? Listening is input, speaking is output. If you listen to a lot of English, you can speak. The quality and quantity of listening will decide the quantity and quality of speaking. The input decides the output. Right? So let me go to the example of your life. See, when you are born, since the time you were born till the time you started speaking, you are continuously listening, and you will speak what you listened. So listening is followed by listening and speaking. Hence, in the process of speaking, first thing comes listening. So you listen, you speak. It's that simple. And where is grammar here? Nowhere. Grammar comes afterwards. After speaking, then you go to school and there you learn grammar. In the process of listening and speaking, you learn vocabulary. Look at small kids. They use the words and then the elders tell them, Beta, this is not the proper place. This is not the proper pronunciation. You have to use it in this place or that place. You will have to pronounce it in the other way around. So the parents, the elders, they teach vocabulary and grammar after the mistakes are committed by the children. If you want to be comfortable in English speaking as you are comfortable with your mother tongue, this is the method. Remember this. The way you learnt mother tongue is the right way to learn English. Let us talk about the second language. Suppose for people from Maharashtra, the second language is Hindi. Okay, so how did you learn Hindi? You started watching TV serials. You started watching a lot of Hindi movies. So you listened to Hindi and then you started speaking. Afterwards you went to school and there you started learning, reading Hindi, writing Hindi, and then the grammar related to Hindi. So it is always listening, then comes speaking, then reading, and last writing. So LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, writing. This is how you learn a language. So in the process of listening and speaking, you learn a lot of vocabulary and grammar. For Marathi medium students, students from vernacular languages, students from Hindi medium, or students from Kannada medium, what happened? You did not have English as a subject probably till standard 5th, right? So maybe in 4th, 5th or 6th, you started with the language English for the first time. And in many places, I'm not saying all places, in many places, the English teacher never speaks English. They try to teach you English in the mother tongue, in the vernacular language. So you don't get an opportunity to listen to a lot of English in Marathi medium school or your mother tongue medium school. Hence, you are not able to speak English. In 5th, you learn about alphabets. You learn about 2-letter words, 3-letter words, maybe 4-letter words. When you go to 6th, you start with short sentences, long sentences, writing essays. In 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, you start more weightage given to grammar. And that is how you listen to less English. You listen to less English in your school. You go to 11th and 12th or in your diploma, you start listening to mathematics and science in English language. And if you don't understand, because during the school you never had English, you never heard English, so you will not understand mathematics and science when these subjects are taught in English language. during your 11th and 12th or during your diploma? What is the impact? Either you get away to some other professor who is going to teach you maths and science in your mother tongue. These students have the problem with English until the end of their education. Whenever you try to find a professor who can teach you in vernacular language, you will be missing an opportunity to listen and you are not able to speak. Students who listened to mathematics and science in English during their 11th and 12th, I'm talking about students from Marathi medium or vernacular language. They listen to a lot of English in 11th and 12th and they become confident, and then during their graduation and by the end of graduation they are able to take their first steps while speaking English. So listening is very important. If you have not done it till today, no issues. You can visit to YouTube videos. These are few examples in front of you. These people, you can get their videos on YouTube. You can listen to them. They speak pretty slowly. If you are well versed in English, go to one person mentioned here like Mr. Shashi Tharoor, not as a politician, but his English is really good. Okay, if your English is a bit weak, select a speaker from TEDx or TED Talks who speaks slowly. You can listen to Indian accent. Please start with Indian accent. Don't right away jump into American or British accent. It's fair enough if you learn Indian English. It's accepted worldwide. So learn through listening. You have mobile applications. You can listen to your friends, speak with your friends for spoken English apart from YouTube videos. Right? So listening is important. What is the difference between listening and hearing? Anything that falls on the ear but doesn't reach the brain is hearing. Anything that falls on the ear reaches the brain. You understand what is spoken and you also understand what is not spoken. That is the difference between listening and hearing. You can stop the video, you can read this, you can understand it. It's given in simple language. I wish to go further. Okay? Mark Twain has said, if we were supposed to talk more and listen less, then God would have given us 2 tongues and 1 ear. But actually God has given us 2 ears and 1 tongue. What is the meaning? If you want to talk, you have to listen more. Hence, to conclude today's session, at the end of today's session, I would say, listen English, you can learn English. Okay? So whatever doubts you have, put it on the comment. We wish to reply. Please like, share and subscribe to our videos. More videos are coming in line. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.